I thought I would have another werewolf-a-thon without anything bad happening, but I was wrong. I got hit with this movie. We're not quite done with Bela Lugosi, as he's roped into another comedy horror movie, but unlike Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, he's not actually the star of this movie. That honor goes to Duke Mitchell and Sammy Petrello, a pair of nightclub performers who imitated the more iconic duo Martin and Lewis, all because Sammy happens to look a lot like Jerry Lewis. Speaking of, Lewis actually attempted to thwart Sammy's career on multiple accounts, from locking him into talent contracts or steering away venues interested in Sammy's projects. And in the case of this movie, he filed a lawsuit because of the Lewis impersonation. Just, wow. A lot of baggage for Sammy, and it's not even all for the silly old horror comedy. But how is this movie despite all that? Let's find out. We open...
The jungle, the vast wilderness of giant lush foliage, of tropical birds and fierce animal life. The killer tiger, the proud lion. A fierce lioness stalking a prey to feed her young.
I'm pretty sure this is animal cruelty, seeing as how this looks staged as hell. Anyway, we see a couple of bearded guys in fancy suits being found by... Oh, I see. This must be set on Lazanga, where they do the conga. Nah, that can't be. Even that movie had non-white people. Here, there's nothing but whitewashed caricatures.
VJ! Hola da Bonzi! Hola da Bonzi!
They apparently want to kill the two, but the one woman who can speak perfect English asks her father not to. Well, I guess that's that. They take them in, strip them down, and shave them, I guess? They find the name of a suit manufacturer, thinking that's their name, and this leads to the two stars waking up.
Which one of you is Mervyn?
Lady, you got us mixed up with two other guys.
Oh, I get it. This movie wanted us to make us think that they were the other comedians. Ha! I can definitely see some resemblance between Sammy and Lewis, but I don't know how far his impersonation skills go in comparison to Lewis's movies. But as for this performance...
Yeah, what are we on for carrying charges? Got it, carrying charges, funny wine? Let's laugh it up here, lady.
Well, now I know how Birdley from Deltarune would sound. His partner, Duke Mitchell, is the more tolerable straight man of the two. He's known as a singer, and from what he sings in this movie...
Do I want you, oh my, do I, baby, indeed I do.
It's not too bad. Can't say his acting is any better than Sammy, but I suppose that's what happens when you have the two just play themselves. Yeah, surprisingly, this movie treats the two actors like real people. The name recognition is coming from Bela Lugosi, who has yet to appear in this flick. But anyway, the woman who saved our duo is named Nona, and she explains where they are.
This is the most southern fringe of the Zamboanga group, the island of Cola Cola.
Cola? Sounds like a commercial for some bubble water.
1. That's a dumb name. 2. That's a dumb joke that not even Michael Bublé would use for his boobly water. And 3. Does this mean you're somewhere near the Philippines? Because if so, then this movie is more geographically inaccurate than I thought. Anyway, these two apparently fell out of a plane while flying to a gig in Guam. They've somehow been living on nothing but berries for a while. Which explains the beards?
My father, the chief, will see that you're well cared for.
Me, Chief Raucous, king of this island.
Well, gee, you sure look super, Chief. Super, Chief, Dad.
Ugh, look, I feel bad that he got screwed over in his career, but I just can't stand the performance here. Compared to Wilbur from Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, who was a charming doofus, Sammy here is just trying too hard with the jokes. He comes off more as annoying than anything else.
Sababaga kanta. No raya rito kanga yala kolo malo. Malat sak. Habido kanon karoga. Okay, banga banga.
Since when do you talk a native language?
I just started today.
But what'd he say?
What'd he say? I don't even know what I said.
Anyway, it's clear that Nona wants to hang with Duke since he's the John Stamos of this movie. Who does Sammy get? A large fat lady? Oh no!
Dookie, and it's all for me. Ah! Dookie, no, no, no!
I only giggled at that because of how stupid that was. So after Sammy tries a stand-up that gets some mixed reactions, Duke demonstrates his singing talent. Again, it's not too bad, and honestly, it's one of the better highlights of this movie. From what I could find, Duke was in a bunch of other movies after this. He was even the singing voice of Fred Flintstone in a couple episodes. That's neat. So as he and Nona walk into the jungle, she brings up her former life in college, which was meant to help her become a better queen. Duke then asks about a way off the island, and this is what he hears.
Perhaps Dr. Zabor can help you.
Dr. Zaber?
Yes, he's the only white man on the island.
Bullcrap! You all look white here! Oh, and she's apparently the doctor's assistant. Guess we'll be meeting him soon. But first, some more Sammy shenanigans as he avoids getting laid from someone he finds ugly. Ha! Ha. The next day, Nona takes the boys to the castle where the doctor lives. Here we get to see Bela Lugosi as Dr. Zabor, and his giant assistant, Chula, played by Mickey Simpson. They get acquainted, they even make a joke about how he looks like Dracula since, well, duh. Sammy continues being an idiot, and things start slowing down. It's clear that Dr. Zabor plans to use one of the two comedians for his scientific experiment. He's also hitting on Nona, who has no knowledge of any of this. We still don't have a gorilla in sight, but we have a chimpanzee.
Look like monkeys to me. They are monkeys. Silly boy.
Don't you dare try to correct me. I wouldn't just call them... He found a toy monkey in his home, called it Jocko. Anyway, the monkey, who would later be named Bonzo... Damn it! Fine, you got me. But I won't stop. We get Dr. Zabor talking more about evolution, which sounds important, but it drags out with scenes that aren't really interesting or funny. There's Duke and Nona engaging in an intimate relationship, and on Sammy's front, he's complaining about being left alone before getting into shenanigans with Ramona the chimp.
Help, Dookie, get me out of here! Help, Dookie! Sammy's tired, Sammy's tired. How does he know if I'm tired? Hey, Duke, what's with the Angora patch?
For a horror comedy, it's taking its sweet time getting to anything resembling horror. In Abbott and Costello, the horror and humor are better connected. We're about halfway through the movie now, and it's been nothing but lame humor and a lackluster plot. So, I'm going to skip ahead to when something important happens.
Indeed I do.
Fine, we'll do it the right way. So after enough of Dr. Zabor being jealous of Duke and Nona's relationship, which now includes marriage plans, he decides to accelerate his experiments to get back at Duke. He figures out how to reverse evolution, and he tests his skills on Ramona. It turns her from chimp to spider monkey. Yeah, pretty sure that's not the right animal to de-evolve into.
She is back to little monkey. What is wrong?
Nothing is wrong, Chula. Nothing. Now I can change a man into a gorilla.
A Brooklyn gorilla by any chance? Oh, but the effects are temporary. So, no impressing Nona today. But now it's time to kidnap the Duke of Decent Singing Talent. Chula knocks him out, and after sending his friends away, they inject the serum into him. I guess we'll be off-screening the transformation, because we shift over the Duke's friends finding his necklace that was a gift from Nona. Will this make them worry about Duke?
Don't tell him we found it. I want to tease him about losing it. Make him worry a little before I give it back.
Serves him right.
Nope, let's not worry, doop-de-doo. Oh, but they do start worrying after learning he isn't in the village. We then cut over to Dr. Zaber and Chula staring at a naked Duke, who's finally transforming into a gorilla. Or at least a man in a gorilla suit. At least the mouth moves. But it's not very impressive. Though I suppose when you only have a $12,000 budget, I guess that's all you could afford. Nona and Sammy return to the manor and see the giant gorilla. But Dr. Zaber tricks them by saying that this is actually Ramona after being given the serum to evolve. Sammy is left alone while the doctor takes Nona to meet someone. And Duke tries desperately to get Sammy to listen to him.
Bang, bang. Ram. Sounds like Ram. Ram. Sam. Hey, ma'am.
Anyway, he hears the real Ramona in a closet, along with Duke's clothes, and gets really confused. So Duke decides to do something he should have done from the start.
Do I love you? Oh my, do I, baby?
Okay, 1, how is Duke able to do that? And 2, that doesn't even sound like him. Must be the stunt double. Sammy breaks him out and they take care of Chula with a single punch. Instead of confronting the Mad Doctor, they just go upstairs to think about what to do about the transformation. Again, find Zaber and get him to do something. But no, because Chula spills the beans, so they make their way back. In the meantime though, Duke gets so irritated with his gorilla sounds that he ends up attracting another gorilla. It climbs through the window and causes Duke to flee. Now Sammy has to pick out the real Duke.
Dance, do something, will ya?
Do I love you? Oh my, do I, baby?
I give up!
I give up too. Review over.
Oh, baby! Yes, sir, baby!
Fine, we're almost done. Dr. Zaber and Chula return, just in time to be trampled by our heroes fleeing from the gorilla. There's a brief confrontation with the other gorilla that doesn't lead to anything. Then we're back in the village where Sammy explains what happened.
Oh, Duke, my darling, what have they done to you?
We'll find Doctor. He'll pay for this.
You won't have to find me. A very touching scene, my dear. Step aside, my dear.
Oh, no!
Step aside.
You know, any of the villagers could easily sneak up on you and knock you out and or kill you. In fact, they can probably do that even if you were to shoot afterwards. But it's okay, because now we get the best moment in the movie.
Now, Duke, what are you nuts? Come on back, Dookie.
Sammy freaking dies! Hell yeah! But then it's ruined by this revelation.
Sammy!
Duke, I don't want to die.
It was all a dream.
Yep, none of this actually happened. Sammy just fell asleep and dreamed up this entire movie. Everyone who was in it was based on people he met at the gig. From Nona, the gorilla, Dr. Zaber, and of course... But it's okay now, because once she kisses him, he starts to like her. Then we spend the final minute of this movie with a brief stand-up bit before Duke sings his one good song.
Baby, indeed I do.
Well, f*** me, this was bad. Even putting aside the actor drama, this was just an unfunny and non-frightening experience. Everything felt cheap, from the acting, the jokes, the set design, and even the gorilla itself. The movie might span about an hour, but it's not an easy sit because it feels even longer. Sammy gets a little more tolerable later, but only because he toned down his obnoxious behavior. Slightly. Now, Bela was alright in this movie, and this was during the time when his career took a dive and led to long-term illness and a morphine addiction. And just because they could, Real Art Pictures decided to take advantage of his name recognition for the title of the movie. One of the working titles for this film was White Women of the Lost Jungle. Yeah, that's a thing. So while I wish Sammy Petrello had better opportunities to expand his movie career without being hounded by Jerry Lewis, this isn't a good showcase for his talent. This was certainly one of the worst old movies I've seen so far, and I doubt the next one I do could possibly top that. I'm the Media Hunter. Media's my prey, and reviewing them my way.
Oh, baby, yes, sir,